And good evening, Nuyorican Poets Café. Make some noise. There we are. Hello to everyone on Zoom. Welcome to the hybrid open mic where we combine the poets on the legendary stage of the Nuyorican Poets Café and with our poets joining us via Zoom. We started this back in August because during the pandemic, we had to close the brick and mortar of the Nuyorican Poets Café, and we started building an online community. And then when we started to open up, we thought about how are we going to do this? We can't forget what we built on Zoom, but we can't just do on Zoom. We can't just go online. So we combined the two, and this is what we've been doing since August. So this is going to be our February 2022 edition. Real quick, I would like to recognize some people who are here behind the scenes who make this all happen. First in the DJ booth, our assistant producer, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. Make some noise for him. Also in the building, making sure that everything is running smoothly, technical issues, maintenance, all of that. It is my man Loco in the back. Make some noise for Loco. The man who is making sure that all of you have gotten your vaccines and that all of you have paid to get in. My man Ralph in the back. Make some noise for him. He looks like he should be playing linebacker for the Chicago Bears. Those who know me know I'm a Chicago Bears fan, and we need some help. Also here in the building, although she's working quietly, our new interim executive director, our host of the Thursday night online open mic, the host, producer, and curator of our series, Beatniks, amongst other things, the legendary Boogie Rican, up in the rafters, La Bruja! She's busy working. Maybe I'll drag her down here to say what's up. Also, her dog Pinky is here. Can we give it up for Pinky as well? Y'all better make sure that y'all on your good behavior. That is our guard dog. Even though like he's about this small, he will come and eat you alive. Also, I would like to mention the most important person in the room tonight. The most important person who is in the cafe tonight. And that is our bartender, Steven. Give it up for our bartender, Steven, in the back. It's always good to have a little something in the system. It makes the night more enjoyable. Make sure that you go back there, get yourself a drink, and make sure that you tip him well. Of course, I am your host for the evening. My name is Advocate of Wordz. I love hosting this event. I love being part of the Nuyorican Poets Café. I am a writer, performer, teacher. Basically, I get paid to talk shit for a living, and I love it. I love it. So, oh, you can clap for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, real quick, those of you who are like, man, this is awesome, I want to get down with it. Let me tell you, right now our open mic list is closed. It is full. We do have a waiting list in case some people don't show up or are unable to perform, or if we have extra time at the end of the night. But at the end of the night, if you're like, man, I want to get on, I really want to get next, our next event is on March 5th. So at the end of the night, not right now, but at the end of the night, you can come and you can speak to me. I'll get your email. I will put you on so that you can come and rock out on March 5th with this event. Let me make sure. Our poets have 4 minutes to perform. I have my trusty timer here, including, speaking of my trusty timer, please take out your smartphone or dumb phone, and please turn the ringer off or put it on pleasure mode. It's gonna be a good night if y'all understand what I mean by pleasure mode. All right, we want to make sure that we don't disturb our performers. Now, of course, when our performers are on stage, feel free to make noise. You can snap, you can clap, you can woo-hoo. No matter how many times people have been on the stage, it is never easy coming up here. Please do not try to have a full-on conversation with them, of course, because they're doing their poems. And like I said, poets, you have 4 minutes to perform, including all you poets on Zoom. We got a mute button for all of y'all on Zoom, so you got 4 minutes. I will be timing it. We have 18 people on the open mic. I want to make sure that I get to them in a timely manner. So whether you were joining us on Zoom or whether you're going to be performing on the stage, when you come up here, quickly let the people know where you can find them online, where you'll find yourself online. Be like, hey, this is my Instagram, my Twitter, give me a follow, and then get into your poem. So with that being said, I have mentioned the most important person here, Steven, the bartender. Once again, I've introduced myself. I've introduced all the people behind the scenes. We are ready to get going, and we are going to start on Zoom. Now, it's really awesome for those of us who are here in the cafe. We've been doing this for a while. It's like this cinematic experience, getting to enjoy all these beautiful people and the voyeurism we get to see into their homes. I am sure that at least part of their home has been cleaned, the part of it that we can see, which is really awesome and interesting, and I love it. And first, we're starting off with, unfortunately, we're starting off with a Green Bay Packers fan. Those of you who know football, oh, I heard some boos. You heard that? I heard some boos, all right? All right, but she's got her hands in a lot of cookie jars. She's publishing, hosting her own open mics all the way from the Midwest. New Mexico. She's actually in New Mexico. How are you a Green Bay Packers fan in New Mexico? And that is Marissa Prada. Can we unmute her? And let's check to see that we can hear her.
Midwest, I love you, advocate. Oh my God, thank you everyone. What's up, New York? Let's have a great show.
Let's get it started, Marissa.
Let's go.
You know where they can find you online, and you got 4 minutes to rock out. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, although I can't see you, but that's all right. Thank you, everyone. Find me, Marissa Prada, Facebook and Instagram, Prada Painting and Poetry on IG. I am the creative director for The Word is Right, WRITE, and my press is Red or Green Books, and I got some sexy poetry for you guys tonight. This is so new. I just finished typing it just now. Oh, my God. All right, here we go. I had this dream about you. See, bearded men are my specialty. I woke up thinking what I want to do to you when I come to New York City. So can we please talk about teeth? Let's talk about teeth during sex. Let's talk about the amount of teeth as we fuck. I will bite you. I want you to bite me. I want to see myself on you tomorrow and feel you on my skin in the morning, but not next week. Do not bite me to claim me, or to disfigure me, or to disguise me, because your wild rage cannot be contained. You can have all of this southpaw smothering breast sex, north stroke the back door, death stroke smoking on this back seat, female need. So reign in your right to bite my body as we fuck ourselves into love. And I will bite you everywhere you ask and never knew you wanted, with the most gently hungry need to feast on you. No place is off limits. Give me one more reason to kneel, Poppy. But if you do not hold back the tide of your teeth and bite me without restraint, you will find your dick will enjoy the feel of my mouth, but oh yes, it will remember my teeth. Thank you.
Give it up for Marissa Prada. Make some noise. Let's get some light. Thank you, Ron. Ron, We need to get Ron a couple of more arms because he's doing so much in the back. Make sure that you go give Marissa Prada a follow. Also, I want to let the people know on Zoom, not only are we showing our beautiful poets up on the Zoom screen, but we are showing the chat. So make sure you're saying a lot of nice things about our poets who are performing up here, and everyone here in the cafe can see it. Let's keep it moving. Next coming up also, I want to apologize. I didn't realize she was going to share her poem about me and my illustrious beard. I had no idea that was going to happen, though. You embarrassed me, Marissa, but I appreciate you being part of the community. Marissa Prada. Next coming up is a gentleman with there's the beautiful beard and the beautiful hair, gracing the big projector here at the Nuyorican Poets Café. Mr. Michael Sindler. Is he unmuted, Ron? Are we good? Michael, the floor is yours. Promote what you need to promote your website, and then be ready for your poetry, brother.
Okay, thanks so much. Yes, everybody up there in New York and elsewhere, y'all should check out Denver's wonderful lighthousewriters.org, which is an incredible resource for writers anywhere, all kinds of classes, workshops, and free events. Check it out. I will start with a really short one, Tonka, called Wheel of Your Love, just to get us into the Valentine mood. The wheel of your love, its violence rolls over me, leaves only roses, their impressions so tender, even thorns cannot draw blood. And do another one that is not specifically for the day, but color my world. First, color my world with the invisible, the essential, the incorruptible. Grab the widest of brushes and dip it deep into compassion, swirling it until every bristle is saturated. Make wild, sure strokes across the background of being. Cover it thickly, a viscous gesso, grounding all that will float and flow upon its surface. Let it dry slowly with a warm breath of love, freeing vapors of longing, rising and disappearing into waning clouds of thought. Sand it gently with empathy until its soft, smooth surface contains no crevice, crack, or outcropping in which the dusty particles of doubt may find purchase. And then color my world with all shades of human, every hue born from every clime. Color my world with the cross-pollination of lovers who leave convention behind. Color it with the shape and shade of every tribe. Color it with the strands and curls and ringlets, with fuzz and stubble and wild cowlicks. Color it with eumelanin and phenylanin, with freckles and tans and birthmarks. Color it with rashes and sunspots and scars, with albinism and vitiligo. Color my world chocolate, saffron, and natto and peach. Color it oat, wheat, cumin, pecan, and chickpea. Color it delicious. Color my world raw umber, burnt sienna, burnished copper, and dimpled bronze. Color it smooth amber and saturated coral. Color it pale chalk, glimmering sand, and fragile rust. Color it hard and strong, soft and malleable. Color it warm and always beautiful. And then color my world with every chroma, every pigment of plant and plumage. Color it deep forest and shocking chartreuse green. Color it swaying poppy, slithering salamander, and fluttering cardinal red. Color it bold sunflower and tart citrus yellow. Color it ripe, cut mango, darting goldfish, and roaring tiger orange. Color it resting robin's egg, scampering scarab, fluttering morpho wing, and waving water blue. Color it drooping wisteria, plump grape, and slow sea snail purple. And then color it striped and spotted and spiked and rounded. Color it subtle and brilliant. Color it pastel and iridescent. Color it contrasting and complementary. Color it microscopic and vast. Color it wisdom and passion. Color it intellect and faith. Color it action and thought. Color it kaleidoscopic. Color it a rainbow encircling the horizon. Color it everything. Color it now. But most of all, with every stroke, every movement, every touch, color it love. Okay, thank y'all, Nuyo, and everybody out there.
Michael Sindler, a mainstay at the Monday Night Online Open Mic. Make sure you go check out lighthousewriters.org. Of course, those of you familiar with our community know that Michael is in the Witness Protection Program, so he has no social media, but he frequents our Monday Night Online Open Mic, our Thursday Night Online Open Mic, and also lighthousewriters.org, so make sure you go and check it out. Okay, so we've covered Colorado, we've covered New Mexico, and now we're going to Philly. Can I get Terry Rose Jertson up on the screen? Where is Terry Rose Jertson? I saw her. There she is. Let's get her unmuted. Let's go. Oh, we see your beautiful face popping that gum. I love it. Terry, let the people know where they can find you online, and then we ready for your poetry, sis. Good to see you.
Hey, yeah, you can find me online under Teresa Rose Dirtson on Facebook or iFunny's Mom on Instagram. And it's IFUNNIEZ Mom. How's everybody doing? Okay, so I was in a workshop today and it was kind of like anti-love poetry, which I write anyhow without the prompt. So here goes. All my old loves lie wrapped around the fingers of strangers. Discarded promises, long gone, hardly remembered now. Lord knows I spent a lifetime trying to forget. Old photos seemingly so important at the time to mark memories. Can't bring myself to throw away. Curled, brittle edges clutter inside old, dusty shoeboxes, hardly promising happiness when accidentally glimpsed. Wiping single tear from face when realizing that they served their purpose. Unleashing the messy things that still hold space inside me. Catching me off guard, believing I was too hard. Stumbled upon now, never sought after. Never to be placed in frames again. Never asking to be remembered again. They live with piles of old tax records and unfinished projects, like me. Should I read one more? I don't want to use up all my time or go over. I have a couple other ones. There we go. Aching in my heart and body. Is this what it feels like to get on with my life? Debilitating pain of regret strangles me as my hope is slipping away. Chokehold wrestlers' hands imprison me, unable to break free from the suffocation, mistaken for love. It's not that I'm against love, it's just lately I'm on the other side of happy. The place where the wreckage of life overpowers any desire to do better. The place where you just stop trying. It's usually here where I swear off any persons proclaiming love, and I inevitably go in the exact opposite direction. Then the dysfunctional pattern repeats itself forever, trying to teach me the lesson that my heart refuses to learn. Thank you.
Terry Rose Jertson, representing Philadelphia. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Okay, so we have gotten through 3 of our Zoom performers. We got 6 more to go, but we're going to get to the stage now. We're going to get to the performers who are going to get up on here and perform. This brother who came up, he was here at our event last month, I apologize. He was like, yo, that's really cool, man. Hey, yo, Wordz, I want next. And I was like, I got you. You coming up here. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage our first performer on the mic inside the legendary Nuyorican Poets Café, Ethan. Clap as Ethan comes to the mic. Make some noise.
I'm Ethan. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Ethan_Naveen. That's Ethan_NAVEEN. I wrote this poem today. It's called Childhood, Holding Hands, A Lifetime in 3 Acts. 1. Moonlight streamed through the open window that I climbed out of when I was a child. To lay on the earth, lace my fingers through the frosted grass, and count the stars in the winter sky. And like a flower, I reached towards the light, yearning to hold the stars in the palms of my hands, even if it burned. At that age, time stood still, which is to say, I never thought I would grow up. I couldn't wait for the day I would let go of my mother's hands. While I was a child, I held my mother's hands cold as iron cuffs because she taught me love was about possession, about never letting go. Too. But now I hold your hand and I am a child for the first time, skipping down the sidewalk, arms swinging, your fingers laced through mine because I'm learning that holding hands is the joining of two bodies and souls, not in a way that says you are mine, but in a way that says you are me, and I am you. We are human, therefore we love. I'm learning that love is physics, is gravity, a universal attraction bringing two bodies together the way my hand always seems to find yours. The laws of thermodynamics say that energy is neither created nor destroyed, but in any interaction, energy is always transformed into heat, which is to say, two beating hearts push love into our fingertips, so that in holding hands, your love warms my soul, and my love warms yours. 3. One day, we will be old, and lie between the moon and a hand-me-down quilt, and we will be children again. Your fingers will run over my mother's needlework, and I will remember that love is art. I will reach for your hand, and your fingers will lace through mine, a spun thread of our love, woven through the tapestry of our histories. Your fingertips will paint joy on the palms of my hands, tapping a melody that sounds like starlight. And the whispered words you sing will touch me where even your hands cannot, because I know that just like my mother's hands, my heart cannot contain you, but even though one of us has to let go first, the strings of my heart will always echo your name. Thank you.
Ethan! Now make sure that, can we lower the mic just a little bit? Awesome. Make sure that after the show, I always encourage people to speak to each other. Make sure that before you leave tonight, you meet a new person, a new stranger, okay? Someone you haven't met before. I don't count. Although you can come and meet me and say, what's up? But I don't count. I don't want you to be like, yo, the new person I met tonight was Wordz when I asked him if I could sign up next month. Yo, come and do that. But I don't count as the one new person, all right? So make sure afterwards we're not going to kick you out right away. You've got a little bit of time to speak. Yo, I liked your poem. Where can I find you? Yo, I like that you were in the audience and you were giving everyone support. Who are you? Make sure that you do that. So next coming to the stage, we have a little bit of a surprise for you. It's not a little bit of a surprise. It is a big surprise because the next artist who's coming up is going to be two of our artists. One of them used to work for the Nuyorican Poets Café, and after she left because someone offered her more money and better stuff, and I'm not going to mention who did that because we hate them for taking her from us, all right? One of them, and another one of them is we'll be able to get you an apartment in New York City doing real estate. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage Emily Cordes and Deadpan Lizzie doing a collab. Make noise. Ron, can we get number 2? Check. Is it on? You hear it? No? Check. Can we? All right, channel 3. Put up channel 3 so we can take a look. Wait a second. Ron, you didn't put up number 2, did you? Yo, you did? Okay, it works now.
Good? Okay.
And make sure you take time to let them know when it's time to online.
All right. Tick. Okay, great. Hi, I'm Emily Cordes, postmodern.psyche on Instagram, Emily Cordes on Facebook.
I'm Lizzie Strauss, or Deadpan Lizzie the Beanie God, and you can find me at ES_Strauss on Instagram and Linktree.
All right, and our poem is called Spring Will Come Again, or?
Oh, my turn. The philosophical response to the seasons.
All right. Winter in the frozen apple got this goddess feeling low. Hearts and fingertips gone numb, ink and blood won't seem to flow. When Demeter's fickle daughter packs the good stuff in her steamer trunk, a songbird gone on tour to sweeter climes. Still the city churns, unceasing. We pound the cold concrete, winged feet knocking in our boots, messengers like Mercury. Even in these days of retrograde, we trudge on valiantly, swim upstream, uptown, through the ice and snow. Past the newly shuttered stages, we'll whisper, "Wait for me," as we breathe on coals. Keep ghost lights lit in vigil, tend the signal fires flickering in our souls.
The guitar is strummed, chords hit hard, full stops like our souls trying to stay afloat. Amongst the bitterness, colder with one sharp turn after the next, crescendos grow as temperatures drop, eczema peeling apart our hands, brains, and hearts, unsure when Hades will come up from downtown to cool us off. His wall stands high, the flames above sight unseen. With 1 pound on the frozen concrete after the next, one god approaches, attempting to break the spell, pulling away Hades and Elsa or anyone else who stands in her way, staring deadpan into each of your souls with the tug of a beanie by Persephone played by Amber Gray. Hands the world cools off, no groundhog needed to predict when spring will sprung. With warm thoughts, we have transcended into a new season. But time cannot be rushed, even by the deadest of pan beanie gods. We wander past the Walter Keir Theater in our district and all the way down to Hadestown, USA, avoiding taking bites out of the ice-covered fruits that are forbidden for gods, or else Medusa will release her snakes.
And like the fates, always singing in the back of your mind, the snakes of doubt slink through your nascent orchard, coil unbidden to devour fruit unripened on the vine, their hiss reverberating like the ancient radiators you've turned on blast, trying to make home a tropic sanctuary, but the furnace flames engulf us and the greenhouse only chokes us with its gases. When shades close in and serpents hiss, don't look back and don't forget. Red snakes dance within your spine, sacred kundalini rising. And trees of life aren't backwards when their roots embrace the cosmos. Their branches probe the soil and will blossom in due time. 'Cause Eve was framed, but Persephone was wise. Fruits of knowledge may be bittersweet, but their seeds hold deeper mysteries. And as long as the earth keeps on turning and sun rising, the voices of the poets join together in the darkness, calling nature irrepressive back to life.
Walking out of the streets of hell, what felt like a dream, but instead of a scary reality, skin unharmed, though not as smooth as a baby's, the body and mind unsure where to turn next, the pavement unfamiliar, but the cement bumpy like my thoughts. Instead of tripping over those that slither through, or the ambrosia that is scattered on York Avenue, we pivot back to the sea where the pink sky remains sweet, the sun continues to hold our bodies, where the fires from Hades cannot flame. The sea salt telling us a new season will be here soon, but to not become greedy. Winter, spring, summer, and fall will always call. Accept their diverse personalities, learn from the frozen snort that will soon melt. The unpleasant dermatitis now blossoms into flowers, life lessons when we never want them and crave them most. Philosophical responses to the seasons, red leaves, wet white patches, hazy green chlorophyll et al.
Breathe in, breathe out. Sip the atmosphere like ice wine, a tonic reminding you still have lungs, a luxury denied to some. And when the tears arrive, let them flow like melting streams. The Snow Queen's glass shards have not scarred your eyes. Your heart is bruised and weary, but still beats. Not shocked to life, a Frankenstein, unnaturally resuscitated, kept ticking as another cog in Hades' vast machines, fit only to punch time clocks on the factory floor. You were made for more. Don't bow your head, but bend it down and listen. Place your cheek to the cold ground. There's noise beneath the soil, a whisper growing louder. Life is stirring, and the murmur will soon become a roar.
The tears that you unexpectedly cry become your sweat, covering your body, remembering your trip to Hades Town, USA. Hell, as you have escaped his anger and wrath. You get your sea legs back swimming upstream, but above, still bitter like the crappy cup of coffee you try to sip on, the corner of exhausted and potential hope with no dash of sweet and low, for you're too lazy to muster up the strength to find the euphony. Like Persephone, only destruction with every patch of black ice slipped on, cleaning the muddy nectar of the gods off yourself, all harmed but a wool hat, the halo around your head, giving you an ounce of hope with a spritz of French roasted perfume.
And like espresso running through our veins, spring will come again to revive us.
Not rubbing in the caffeine sunblock too early, Vaseline still fresh, softening our psyches.
But short poems break through ice floes, growing like dandelions into 8-minute epics.
Until the smartphone timer rings for spring. One swan retreats back into the wings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Emily Cordes and Dead Pandas. He makes some more noise for them. Ron, we could kill the volume on number 3 when you get a moment. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Ron is doing a lot of work back there. I'm running back. Ron, we need this. Ron, we need that. He is doing so much. All right, we ready? We ready? All right, we going back to our Zoomers. Real quick, I want to check in the next round of when we call performers up. I think we've got Miro coming up in the next round, right, Ron? It's Miro. Let me check. Not right for the performers. It's Miro. It's Tabitha. I've seen Tabitha and I've seen Miro. Is Velvica here? Velvica's here. Velvica will also be coming up. Velvica was here last month as well. Okay, so we are now going to our Zoomers. And next coming up is a badass of a poet representing the Lower East Side. Jane Spoken Word! Jane, let the people know where they can find you online if they're brave enough. And then we're ready for your poetry, sis.
All right, yo, it's janespokenword.com and Jane Spoken Word on IG. And my first piece for you poet motherfuckers down on stage and on Zoom, you're rocking it. My first piece is, I am a poet. I am the air that I breathe. I am the words that I think. I will take you to the brink. Don't blink. Drink it in. Poetry is revolution. Word is the sound solution. Free you from the institution. I am ghosting the machine. I will wake you from your dream. I will wake you. I am a poet. I pen lines with a stroke. I spit rhymes when I toke. Inner fires I will stoke, cause I ain't no joke. I am a poet. I float bars when I write. Open doors, shine a light. Free your mind, free your might. I am what I know. I am what I sow. And poetry is revolution. And I will wake you from your dream. And I will free you from their scheme. I am what I know. I am what I sow. I am a revolutionary poet wrapped in a straitjacket. And I will free you from their scheme. And I will wake you from your dream. And I will wake you. Peace. And for my second piece, I will do Mr. America. What's up, Mr. America? My kind still ain't up and died. And I be waving my freak flag high. Have you ever been truly experienced? Or are you still just passing time? Wasting time trying to make heaven your home? You ain't wasting time. You're killing time. Lost in the twilight zone. Lost in the dark zone. Lost in some unknown zone. Sliding down the street. It's like I've been here before. And I didn't want to be here from last time. Do you remember last time? This could be the last time. Running from the repo man, my thoughts he cannot have. I'm hiding from the soul stealers that beckon to me from shadows of mine. And time keeps on ticking. And time keeps on ticking into the past. Or is it the future? Is this the plan of man to keep us in the state of confusion? Or a murder of the mind to perpetrate the illusion? You ain't wasting time. You're killing time. Peace, yo. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, poets. You're rocking it.
That's a badass poet, Jane, spoken word. Love having her. She is also the mainstay of the community. I very much appreciate her. It's good to see you again, Jane. All right, let's keep it moving. I think we may have some extra time at the end of the night to get some more poets up here. I'm hoping, no guarantees, but let us keep it moving. Next coming up to the stage because, to the Zoom, because we had someone on Zoom not be able to show up. She will actually be here on March 5th, but I hit her up and I said I got a spot for her. Oh, look at that beautiful blue hair. It's Kemlyn.
Hi, everyone. New Year. I'm so excited to be with you all next month. Mwah.
I'm excited to have you here. I know that her brother is also in the Zoom room checking this out. He will be here on March 5th as well. Kemlyn, let the people know where they can find you online first.
You can find me on Facebook at Kemlyn Bappy. You can find me on IG at Kemlyn Bappy. And please check out Q's Blue World, my new branding. And we'll be bringing productions to you from Asia and all around the world and to New York for sure. So hope to see you next month. Be here. All right, before I go, I want to do a special shout out to our wonderful tech man tonight, Ron Mark Thompson. Happy birthday! Woo! Ron Mark Thompson, one of my favorite human beings in the entire world. So, I love you. So, the piece I would like to perform for you tonight is called Syncope. Syncope is a condition where a person blacks out and passes out. And I was hospitalized in...
Kemlyn, can you hear me? We can't hear you. Something happened with your mic. It started to lower. You sound far away.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
No. We see your lips moving. You sound super far away.
Let me leave and I'll come back.
You're going to leave and come back? Okay. She's going to leave and come back. When she leaves and comes back, she let the secret out, so Ron can't be mad at me now. She let the secret out. Today is actually the birthday of our assistant producer, Mr. Ron Mark Thompson. Happy birthday, Ron. Ron was like, don't tell anyone. It's not my fault. She put it out there. Kemlyn put it out there. You can't be mad at me. So while Kemlyn goes and comes back, can we get a legend, the OG, a legend of the Nuyorican Poets Café, Mr. Paul Skiff? Oh, there he is. Listen, for those of you who don't know, this man is part of the old guard. He was there in the very beginning, Mr. Paul Skiff. I love having him on. When I used to host here at 1 a.m. in the morning after the Friday Night Slam, that is when I got to meet Paul Skiff. When we hear his poetry, I always say, we're leaving the open mic and we're going into the Skiff first. We're going into a different world. Paul, let the people know where they can find you online, and then we're ready for your journey, brother.
Hey, hi everybody. It's always fun to get caught on the spur of the moment. I'm on IG at just Skiffgram. Let's go. Shrunken Legacy. The vote was worn down to nothing by disidealists who said it should just mean maybe. While, because it is being sickened with human filth, the climate incinerates, drowns, or atomizes by storm whole towns into an emotional fugue, combusting internally with bloated stupidity emergency. The equality no one has is a corrosive absence everyone agrees with indignity makes all other ideals naked in their falsity. The democracy performs self-harm by voting to limit the right to vote in an attempt to disfigure a more perfect future union by looking and locking up the past diseased form of botched utopia with an exclusivity as what America really meant. The difference between the hourly wage of the billionaire and his box picker is a 12,000 mile per hour vanity rocket ride, 3,000 miles straight up on a trip to a 20-minute lunch hour that is not compensated, and you cannot stop to pee. Whole state populations choose to die from a preventable disease out of freedom perverted to a morbid will to be nasty to their own selves because any cure promoted by a person they would never vote for is reason enough to commit stupidicide, to prove their depraved self-indifference is the virtue of personal choice. America, in a fight for its own life, has only a temper tantrum of either or for a dialogue about how to compromise differences into sane, respectable progress. So practice your nasty, stroke a gun, parrot hole channels full of hollow slogans and watch your country disappear in a cloud of decline made from its own purchase by new owners who like to dissect promise of a better future with dull blades made from an obese ignorance fed on a diet of unity stunting content that is a false front for whatever advertisers your outrage span is being sold to. I'm just gonna stop there.
Paul
Thank
Skiff,
you.
he can do that. Paul is midway in his poetry. PaulSkiff.com, Skiffgram on Instagram. Make sure that you go give this dude a follow. He's all kinds of awesome. All right, Kemlin is back, I heard. Can we get Kemlin on? Let's unmute Kemlin. Let's see if we can hear Kemlin.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. So we got to hear you shout out Ron Mark Thompson's birthday. All right.
Birthday.
Well, we didn't get to hear one more time. Just quickly let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's get right into your poetry, sis.
Facebook, Kemlin Bappy, IG, Kemlin Bappy. Follow the Blue Mermaid on Q's Blue World. And syncope is the condition where a person blacks out, passes out. And this is what I was hospitalized for in November. Syncope, black out, wipe out, blank out, lights out, mind fucked, this sucks, shut up, wake up, face fall, speech cross, can't think, this stinks, oh damn, can't play, oh shit, can't spit, can't write, this bites, no time to rhyme, no time to sing, no time to think, no time to plan, no time to dance, no time to write, no time, no chance, no time, no time, no time, no time, ding, 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 ding. Halfway between derailed, deranged, syntax rearranged, tracks switch. Look, squirrel. I like squirrels. Where was I? Where am I? Oh, hello there. No, 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 fuck this train of thought. I'm not getting caught up in this SATA, no exit. I am getting off a light, not going to go down without a fight. Do right, take time, make rhymes, take chance, don't plan, just dance, don't think, eat, drink, live, sing, love, right, now, 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 shh. See you next month.
Kemlin! I love it. Woo! One of the things that I want to be able to work with to make sure to improve this experience, especially for those online, is that the poets who are joining us and people joining us on Zoom, also watching us on YouTube and Facebook, are unable to hear the audience. And when Kemlin did that, there was like this dead silence. And I loved it, right? I loved it. There were people snapping and clapping and laughing and all that during the poems. But then there's like this dead silence that Kemlin did. And that was awesome. Also, I mentioned that we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you want to re-listen to any of the poets that you hear tonight, you can go check out the Nuyorican Poets Café on Facebook and on YouTube, and you will see the video on there. Also, we are going to be revamping our YouTube page, our YouTube channel really soon this week. So if you have a YouTube account, make sure that you are following us on YouTube. With that being said, let's get back to the stage. Next, coming to the microphone is we have a lot of poets who join us. Before they join us, they're watching us for weeks and months. And this woman that I'm calling up, she did that. She was here last month in the audience checking out what it was all about in person. And she's like, I got next. I got to come up here. And I was like, yeah. So please help me welcome to the stage, Velvica Elvira. Clap as Velvica makes her way to the microphone. Woo. I'm loving the pants. Look at the pants. I'm loving the pants.
Yes, girl. Yes. All right.
You can find me at Sistus Writings on Instagram, CISTUS like the flower. And I have a poem for you that I wrote about 2 years ago. I grow yellow carnations like I did baby teeth, suddenly and full of discomfort, gaping at my lack of sensibility, searching for some way to ease the unending temptations, creating additional layers of agony to cope with the pre-existing. There is no way for me to feel okay with falling if there's no guarantee you'll be the one to witness it. And I am not good at memorization. I say this in spite of having your palms ingrained into my own. I become second nature with the wind and the way it reaches for you thoughtlessly, painting a greater picture that if only for this fragment of a moment, you could see me the way I see you. The way the sun hits you like silver linings and the moon loves you in gold shards, making sense of all the words you choke on, for it is too much to feel and express at the same time. So let me be the one to speak all of the words for us. In the spaces between the stars and the sea, I see everything you mean to me. From the flowing waves and the running wishes of the sky, there is no way for me to contemplate any other high than the one you bestow upon me. I never want to let go of your hands. I never want to wake from the dream that you are. I never want to meet the night if it means you leave with the warmth. So when I hold you at sunrise and kiss you at dusk, I see a sensuality I have never seen in lust, cradling the perfection of unbridled authenticity. I welcome you with every white rose I could ever grow, with my restless hands and lowered windows. Pace the pavements, run the railroads, and ride the highways with me. Wow. Smile as you look ahead, count the days to see where we're led, then meet me at noonlight and kiss me with your afternoon hopes instead.
Velvica, can you lower the mic just a little? And for those of you who started hearing like, what the hell is that dude yelling in the back? For those of you who are not familiar with the Monday Night Online Open Mic, when we have a poet bless the community for the first time and we really like them, we like to let them know that they messed up. And they messed up because now they are stuck with us. They are in the cult. They yell, one of us. Velvica, the people have spoken. I don't know what you're doing with the rest of your life, but you're stuck with us for the rest of your life. One more time, give it up for Velvica. Next, coming to the microphone, representing my home borough, the BX, the Bronx. She is one of us. Please give it up for Tabitha. Make some noise as Tabs comes to the mic.
Tab_001 on Instagram. I'ma rock out new piece really short and then something regular. Yesterday's corner still ring the men of our tomorrows. I missed the last 10 minutes of assignment, looking out the window of a place I no longer want to be. The one who swings first has touched me before he became a father. Years of his growth leave us both in an awkward place, speaking words of misunderstanding which often set the tones of our conversations. Financially, he has parted, past the hearts of the men he once stood with. I now watch as anger fills what was once his security, is now his place of sword. They throw the only thing given. Years of moments gather as each one feels the thought of who will stand. His heart has decided. The woman who watched them grow as boys call the gods, and fear that tomorrow has delivered the same. And peace. Thank you guys. One more, and then I'm out of here. A fight in a wheelchair. I born near 34th Street on the lower level, where a woman fights with an intercom. You mean to tell me I have to go down a few stops? Or maybe she said a few steps. Where's the elevator? You're gonna send 4 men down here to help carry me? So how do I get there then? In frustration, she left the woman who knew nothing of her pain go unheard. I hate this place. The one that extends an arm just to leave you hanging, who flexes strength and then smacks you in the face with everything it has. Self-esteem been hurting lately, bruised I laugh. I laugh at the fool in me, the one that thinks being lost isn't in the same direction as being found. You a stupid ass, yo. A slow learner. Broke, intimidated, and overdrawn. This morning I wake to beat me. Not the type that pushes back foreskin to bring forth pleasure. Nah, not him. But the type that kicks you, leaving bruises no one can see. You see people in the distance reaching for opportunities you prayed for. Screaming, God, I pour out all of me, but you don't listen. When all fear sits, I heard him whisper, use that anger and fill pages. The fight of me versus I, maybe it's just me, hearing me, fighting me. I dust me off and I gather. I push pride out the way and I look for the respect in my strength, and again I stand. The enemy punches me, but look at you. You don't belong here. Giving me reason to want to swing, so I hit. With the everything I never knew I had, I dare to fight back. Blessed by the lives that have grown from my womb and the faith that has been passed down from my mother's mother, I reflect. Standing in a dirty stairwell, watching a billion-dollar system who only eats off the hands of the poor. Leave a disabled woman frustrated, fighting with someone who goes unseen, who's unaware of her pain, but adds to her struggle. Then I wonder if lack a moment added to ours. Thank you, guys.
Tabitha Adams, Tabs, X in the building. I love it, I love it. Real quick, before we move forward, because I know that we have some people joining us late, make sure that you put your phone on silent so that we can make sure that we listen to these poets be obnoxiously loud and kind of all fuck up the language. Yes, there is no censorship. Those of you watching us online, I hope you put the kids to bed or at least out of the room, as you know, some of our poets like to use mommy and daddy language and all kinds of stuff. So, next coming up, she got to rock out at another event we do called 2 Venues, 1 Mic. Not only have we hybrid, okay, but my beautiful girlfriend had seen me doing hybrid and she said, you know what? You need to do this, except not with Poets on Zoom, but with other venues. And in November, we did that with a place called Spoken Word Paris, where our poets would perform here on stage and would be projected into the cafe in Paris. And the poets in Paris rocked out, and then they were projected over here, and we got to watch them. Okay, now the blizzard a couple of weeks ago had kind of ruined what we had planned with London, because we did that with London as well. We're going to do it again with London. In March 19th, we're going to be doing that with Tokyo, Japan. Okay, so make sure that you are following the Nuyorican Poets Café on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you're following me, Advocate of Wordz. When you spell words, that's with a Z at the end, because poetic license, and you can find out all that info. But nonetheless, let's keep it moving. She had performed as part of 2 Venues, 1 Mic. I just found out she's going to Code Camp. So I do want you to follow her online, but be wary. She may hack your accounts. I don't know what they're going to teach her there. Okay? She has been an editor for an anthology called Love Letters to Gaia that the community was a part of. Coming all the way from Staten Island. You got to give it up for her. She came from Staten Island today. Give it up for Mira. Clap as Mira comes to the mic.
Boy, Advocate sure does love to make a girl wait, but at least, you know, he throws me my roses, which I appreciate. So my name is Miro. Miro reads books on IG if you're so inclined for a little follow, and the rumors are true. I have a book, which he forgot to mention, but that's okay. So it's called Ebb and Flow. If you want it, I'll be at the bar. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Monday is Valentine's Day. That's right, it's the time of the Valen. And to sort of honor that, I thought I would share one of my dates with you from Ebb and Flow. This is for Teacher Man. Okay. He's a nice guy with a big dick. The first time we kissed, he put my hand on it. Just want you to know what I'm working with. But the conversation wasn't particularly brilliant, and he repeats what I've said, affirming again, that touch is my love language, thinking maybe he's bringing humor to the situation, when really I get he gets it. Now it's just annoying. Yet I feel guilty leaving him on read. We were both hopeful in our games of text message ping pong, but in person was underwhelming, and to repeat, I feel guilty, his little habit rubbing off on me, because he gave me the attention I need, like, here you go, declare the powers that be. And while I am grateful for this maybe nice guy step in the right direction, may I ask though that please, it not be him. I got it in the back. This is relatively new shit. It's called...
New shit?
Oh. Thank you. Oh, and I just lost... There it is. Okay, it's called One Day. All right. One day, I'll find myself beyond this. Not that I'm leaving, rather just moving on to the next chapter. After finally penning those last lines, I'll be doing backstrokes on the moon beyond you and man and earth. I'll be eating dessert in a cloud of constellations, reminiscing on the benefits of a good struggle and how at one point I so wanted to be where I am now. Relieved that I've managed to become the dreams of the women before me so that I may be one of many that leads those who come after. It's about time to arrive, and I will claim my space, wicked and fierce, sensational in the sun.
Yeah.
Thanks, you.
Miro, her book is in the back. She will be in the back at the bar. Make sure that you go and check her out. So we are about to go. Before we get to our Zoomers, we still have Noelia Cerna to hear from. We still have Jeff Cottrell, and we have Finn Bell. But before we do that, we got one more special guest to come up here and to rock out. And she has been kicking ass for a long time, representing the Nuyorican Poets Café, representing the BX. She is our new interim executive director, our host of the Thursday Night Online Open Mic, which started the online open mics at the Nuyorican Poets Café. And February 18th, she has her one-woman show. Give it up for La Bruja!
Thank you so much. How many people ready for Valentine's Day? Exactly. So I wrote this love letter to me on a single Valentine's Day, lonely as shit. Oh me. I know all of your ins and outs. Your secrets are safe with me. Even the money you waste to show me you have expensive taste is unnecessary. I don't need all that. All I need is you and good food. You know what I like to eat. Sometimes sour, sometimes sweet. Sometimes healthy, sometimes pig's feet. When you're feeling bad, with me, you can't pretend. I'm the one that holds you up and will until the end. Oh, and how I love your spontaneity. Even your farts are heaven sent to me. When you tell me that I bruise too easily and that my breasts are sisters, not twins, I forgive you. Because after all, I live with you. You can say what you want, but what counts is that life continues. And on the real, I can't afford to love nobody else but you. Because love is mad expensive. You have to figure out what the person likes and dislikes, and the to-do list is extensive. If only I had known the difference between those that used the word love and those that really meant it, or those that had it all mixed up because their heads were dented. Love me. And if you're in love like Advocate of Wordz is, well then, isn't that a beautiful thing? You know, see what this open mic can do for you? You can find your true love.
You gotta put that on the flyer.
International love and shit. You know what I mean? That's crazy, sexy, hot. But you know, this is the mothership. I'm so grateful to now be at the helm of the Nuyorican Poets Café after 25 years.
Yes, girl.
Starting my career here and just transforming this space, like learning this space in a much more intimate way, like that I had never seen, you know, like the nooks and the crannies. And shout out to Loco. He and I have broken night cleaning up the place and, you know, recovering from this pandemic. And I'm just so excited about what's to come. And, you know, support the Nuyorican Poets Café. Continue to do this. We are all family. And thank you so much for being here. You can each visit me upstairs one by one. Pinky is up there. Don't try to touch her. She's bitchy.
And she's not lying about Pinky. On Monday, I was over here with a meeting with La Bruja, and many times Pinky tried to bite me, right? Many times. And I was like, I'm sorry. And then after she tried to bite me, I went to go pet her, and she tried to bite me again. She's like, what are you doing, Wordz? I'm sorry. You can follow La Bruja online at La Bruja NYC. When you spell La Bruja, it is B-R-U-J-A, in case some of you are like, oh, B-R-U-H-A. No, it's in Spanish, B-R-U-J-A. Okay, with that being said, let us get to our final Zoom poets, and then we're gonna get back to the stage because we still got some more performers that are going to touch the stage here to end tonight. First off, let us get the woman who also has her hands in a lot of cookie jars. She does workshops, she's doing open mics, she does karaoke. Oh, I love Zoom karaoke. Can we get Finn Bell? Oh, there is Finn Bell. Look at that gorgeous face. Hi, Finn. Please let the people know where they can find you online and they can see all the wonderful things you're doing. And then we're ready for your poetry. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Hola, familia. How are you doing? So you could find me on Linktree, Finn Bell. I just have 2 short pieces for you. First one is called Pillow Talk. I have conversations with myself in the nude, but no good conversations anymore with real people. I prop my phone up on the pillow. I read the news. It tilts horizontal. Pillow's now only for sleeping. Phone is lonesome. Your voice was a lullaby I sought out every night to take me up to sweet dreamscapes and higher still to fever pitch. On nights when our bodies reached out to one another, straining to close miles, straining in the syllables we pressed into words to be felt, like forgetful flesh impresses on departing flesh, that we long since forgot the syllables, the sensation on my tongue of words that meant apart. And so Valentine's Eve tomorrow, yay. So I made a set of tankas on love and massacre since, you know, the St. Valentine's Day massacre. Love. Blank space presented fills with letters soon after. Clinch negative space. Type. Consider. Start over. Holding breath as 3 dots dance. Massacre. Blank space. Placeholder. Letters. Rush entry. Vacate. Empty is honest. Care. Don't care. Deviation. 3 dots dance. Breath not captive. Love. Heartbeats timed to you. Wind up our passion first. Tick. Tock. Minutes speed up. Love will play the catch-up game. Lifetime warranty assured. Massacre. Heartbeats died to you, the clock of our love last chime. Second hand slows down. Love good until it wasn't. Who can repair desire's clock? Love. Unbroken circle, 3 times round seals our promise, an internal bond. We bound by superstition, we bound by fidelity. Massacre. broken promises, 3 seals, 3 marks, cleave our vow. Nothing eternal. We detached by suspicion. We detached from each other. Thank you.
Give it up for Finn Bell. Go ahead, Ron. You can spotlight this account. You got it, Ron? Check, check. There we go, there we go. We are, oh, okay. Ron, let's turn on the house lights so everyone in Zoom can see the audience here at the Nuyorican Poets Café. Make some noise, y'all. Want to give a shout out to the crowd here. All right, Ron, let's get Jeff Cottrell onto the big screen. Oh, I need to trim the beard. Hey, it's Jeff. Hey, and Jeff Cottrell has his own pinky right there, the blanket. That's pinky.
I got my own beard too.
Yes, you do.
I got it
Jeff,
all.
let the people know where they can find you online, and then let's get to your poetry, brother.
Okay, you can find me at jeffcottrell.com, and I want you to look out for my upcoming novel, Hate Story, and my next Zoom gig is at Gestalt on February 26th. Look, up in the sky! No, not the sky. In the coffee shop, sitting at the corner table, alone, scrolling down his cell phone, with 2 days' growth of beard and a milk stain on his pants. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a dog? Is it a waffle iron? Is it a shoe? No, it's Adequate Man. Adequate Man, faster than a speeding hamster, more powerful than a toddler, able to leap over a tall canary in a single bound. Adequate Man. When trouble rears its head, does he ignore it? No! He stays home and reads about it on the internet. When faced with injustice, does he lie down? No! He sits and tells others on social media to do something. When people are needy, does he neglect them? No! He donates $5 to the cause if it's tax deductible. When trash needs to be taken out, when dishes need to be dried, when the dog needs to be walked, he does it. Whatever the crisis, whatever the threat, citizens know they can call on him for the bare minimum. Tremble before the powers of Adequate Man. His 20/20 vision, his average physical strength, his ability to melt steel with the help of welding equipment, his bachelor's degree in environmental studies, his office data entry job, the force of which has allowed him to pay off part of his student loan, his capability of viewing an entire Netflix series in one binge, his gift for devouring 6 pizza slices in one meal. Watch Adequate Man and you will believe a man can fly, provided that he makes the airport gate on time. Adequate Man and his loyal sidekick, drinking buddy. What a duo! Together they rid the world of craft beer and chicken wings while they bravely watch hockey and basketball on the pub TV. When Adequate Man battles against a tough trivia question, who steps in with the right answer every time? Drinking buddy. And when Adequate Man faces another lonely Saturday evening, whom does he call on for help? Drinking Buddy, of course. With Drinking Buddy 6-packs and Xbox games, both of them team up to save the night once more. Feel the wrath of the mortal enemies of Adequate Man. The landlord who keeps reminding him the rent is late. The neighborhood tabby cat who triggers his allergies. The cute, perky ex who just wants to be friends now. The messy, filthy apartment that still refuses to clean itself. And his ultimate nemesis, the Joker. Specifically, his old high school acquaintance, Bob, who now works in upper management at the same company. Still working in data entry, eh, Adequate Man? Don't let the high stress get to you. Oh, the laughter, the crazed, mocking laughter. One day, Bob, you will get yours. And so, citizens, the next time you need a hero who can help you rake your leaves or give you a lift to the airport, or take money at the door at your next poetry event, you know who to look for. Look, over there, smoking behind the 7-Eleven. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is it a no smoking sign on a plane? Is it a fidget spinner? Is it a chocolate teapot? Is it a ladle? Is it a bidet? Is it a jack-in-the-box? Is it a designer purse? Is it a tea cozy? Is it a tooth grill? Is it a toast rack? Is it an egg slicer? Is it a mattress tag that reads, "Do not remove"? No, it's Adequate Man, the quintessential hero of our times. Thank you, that was called Adequate Man.
Jeff Cottrell. I love that poem. Make sure you go give Jeff a follow. Jeff Cottrell. When you spell Cottrell, that is with 2 L's at the end. Now, Jeff lives across the border. Yes, he lives in Canada, and I saw a bunch of you think, oh, he lives in Mexico, you racist. I know you thought that. Our friend, our brother up in Canada, I appreciate you, Jeff. He always brings so much energy and light. I love it, I love it. Okay, next we have coming up this woman. The only word I can use for this next poet. She is our last poet joining us via Zoom. After that, the rest of our poets are going to be joining us here. One more time, let's give it up for everyone who rocked out on Zoom first. Y'all were awesome. Now, I keep saying this woman is a beast, and she is. She is also part of this nomadic press. They do their own online open mics on Friday nights. They also are a publishing house. They are all kinds of awesome. I encourage you to go check them out. But right now, we are going to focus on Noelia Cerna. Make some noise for Noelia. She is all kinds of awesome. I love Noelia. Noelia, let these good people in the cafe in the universe know where they can find you online, and then we ready for your fire, sis. It's a pleasure to have you.
Much love to you, Advocate. What's up, Nuyo? You can find me on Instagram, nevertheless_Noelia. Submit your manuscripts to Nomadic Press. Our reading window ends at the end of February. Send us your beauties. This is called Genesis. And shout out to my sis, La Tormenta, for the workshop where this poem was born. The women in my family are all creatives. My father as well, but his mind works well with numbers. Must be why he knows I am only 10% like him, bearing hands identical to his, hands that play guitar like him. But my hands no longer fold in prayer, can't seem to leash my identity like he'd like me to. I am 90% of my mother's kindness. This, the only part of her that survived him. A man of God, of course, desires to tame the earth and all that is upon it. That is to say, my father burned down the wilderness of my mother's willpower long ago. I spent my childhood watching her shrink into the doormat-shaped role we Latinas are raised to fill for our men, as only their mothers can be brave or magic, but only enough to raise the men that will then break their daughters, and so on. I have long ago stopped paying mind to his ravings, hands and kindness foundations, but not the whole of this temple. Fire be as holy a God, just ask Moses. Fire, what sent him to Egypt, delivered his people from chains. Fire can be the greatest Genesis. My mother is quiet these days. Her warrior song faded into the night of my father's expectations. But even broken warriors still keep their flame, still flicker, even when hidden away. And my mother has clung to enough of her heat to whisper it to me when he leaves the room, calls me her hawk, calls me her uncageable thing, calls me wild. The doctors say they are concerned about her heart, unsure of how many more beats it holds. Fear is strong enough to freeze even the most powerful of flames, and her days appear to be numbered. I am unwilling to consider if my fire is strong enough to survive without her tinder. I watch her grow more tired, notice the way she leans against me when we are together, as if trying to gift me her remaining spark. How she cups my face in her hands, tells me I am a wonder, tells me to run from anyone that does not call me miracle, tells me I am brave. This, her way of saying I cannot buckle. This, her way of saying I must hold on. This, her way of saying I have a 3-year-old niece, a brown girl we both love, speaks with an urgency. Although we do not say the reason why out loud, she calls to tell me about her latest doctor's visit, speaks about their concerns as if she is reciting a recipe, pauses, and then whispers that I make her brave. The women in my family are all creatives, but I am the only one that has ever defied my father, the only one that has ever survived his gospel. My mother is just strong enough to turn herself into burning bush, turn my niece and my future children into Egypt, turn me into liberator, commands me to break the cycle, commands me to heal the generational wounds that she was not able to mend. We rarely talk about fire's ability to heal, how soil requires flames for what's new, how it can be healthy. And my mother knows she is old growth, wants her granddaughter to sit beneath the shade of healthier trees, even though she might not live long enough to see it, tells me not to be afraid, makes me promise I will not run from my power, makes me promise I will do what she couldn't. Everything must come to an end, she says, but I have gifted the world a phoenix, tells me I was built to survive this heat, that sometimes to heal we must first burn, tells me my niece is lucky to have me, tells me to teach her to be strong, the when I'm gone implied, hovering like the flicker of a flame right before it turns into smoke. Thank you.
Noelia Cerno! Told you she's a beast. Noelia is a beast. Also, I want to let you know, one of the things we do too with the Monday Night Online Open Mic is we started doing a poem of the week. And I believe she was number 2. I think Noelia's was second. You can find that on my YouTube and Instagram. Again, check out Advocate of Words. And of course, go check out Noelia, nevertheless, _Noelia. So, I've got 4 more poets for you tonight. Next coming up, let me tell you, the Nuyorican Poets Café. We are an incredibly tolerant organization. And that's because we have, people know who's coming up next. We have a New York Mets fan who's gonna come on the stage right now. Don't ever say we do not practice tolerance at this organization. This man came from many, many miles away. I love this dude. He's all kinds of awesome. I've had a haiku battle with him. He allows me to make fun of his allegiance to the Mets and all that good stuff. He hosts his own online open mic as well. Please give a thunderous applause as we bring my brother Midnight to the stage, y'all.
Too haiku. I want to thank you all for coming, because the only thing that a poem wants is to be heard. And I dare you to listen. Pay more than the usual attention. Become the intervention that can help teach adolescents. You see, some of our teenagers have gone astray. Internally, they feel a certain way. Confusion meets depression. I heard it's been said that absent fathers still teach vital lessons. And bullying gives you the personal view that you're less desirable, a powerless individual. Teens succumb to sex, drugs, and drinking, giving way to suicidal thinking. And that's just the beginning. Rap lyrics are winning. Clip in the 9, gotta get mine, replacing real dreams with the dreams of selling drugs, being put into street life at 13, not sure if you live to see the age of 14. And parents, some parents aren't even parenting because they too are still children. So I dare you to listen. To the boys, I buy pants that don't fit so that they can fit in. To the children, have the delusion that it's cute to wear high heels, tight jeans, and makeup. Little girls that envy adult women, underestimating the power of flirtation. In the meantime, you have grown men that want to fulfill these desires. When these desires become fertile, it gives birth to sin. But we can still teach our children, even when they're not listening, hoping one day they will remember, instilling them self-esteem, morality, and life's realities. Teach them spirituality that can be passed on from generation to generation after generation. Again, I want to thank you all for coming, because the only thing that a poem wants is to be heard. But I dare you to listen. Hey, quick haiku. Through the Black Panther, Marvel Avengers did learn that Black lives matter. Flick dime at homeless. Vet says, please keep your money. All I want is change. You want to battle me tonight?
You want to go? Go ahead, brother. You good.
My mother birthed me, died before I was age 1. I have no nickname. Your love is demonstrated, even reverberated by the hair in your head, naturally flowing, addictive free, an extension of the love that you might want to share with me. Soft and gentle and yet still strong, with a curl or loose, short or long, bouncing, full of growth, full of life. And the thickness of her strands allow for ample versatility, her blackness, the essence of her beauty. The joy when you laugh, smile, and conversate with me, when sculpturing, designing her body, redefining. I look with pleasure as a symbol of fine stands in front of me. 1, 2, 3, one more glance of her hair covering, because this just might be the route to her loving, and me rediscovering an opportunity for her and me. Philip J. Curtis, aka the Midnight Poet, Midnight Poet Jones on IG. And his birthday was 2 days ago. Happy birthday, brother! I wish you all the love in the world, and I hope that next season the Mets are second to last instead of last. That's because I love you. One more time, give it up for Midnight, the poet. Let's keep it moving. You ready? Next coming up is, help me welcome to the stage. Oh, she took off her mask too, right? She has the second best, well, the third best looking mask in the room. And I only say it's the third best because Ron Mark Thompson is wearing the Nuyorican Poets Café mask. So I gotta like that one the best. And then La Bruja is wearing her mask, the La Bruja. I mean, she is now technically my boss, so right, I gotta give her the props, right? But she came in with a red mask and she was like, yo, I'm on the rock. I was like, yo, guess what? I actually got a space. Someone had dropped out. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the stage, Aisha Patel. Give it up for Aisha, whose friends are going crazy. Friends, get your phones out. Film it for her. Film it for her. Hurry up. Hurry up.
You guys make this so comfortable, so thank you all.
Woo!
Yeah. Low-key, I'm not expecting this, so. The silence can be so deafening at times. When your mind starts going, it becomes inaudible. Your body stretches for space, only realizing it's become immobile. And even though this isn't most days anymore, it still pops up every now and then. So you push through, knowing it must eventually end. Healing is a fucking process. But every realization is indicative of progress. Every time you consciously recognize, you illuminate ingrained abuse that has been normalized, and I promise, you are not alone. Feel the rage, trust the voice, because one thing I've realized is that the voice that can break me is the voice that can make these cycles dissipate. You are not alone. And sometimes the silence can be so deafening, but it's worth mentioning. Most of these voices aren't even yours, love. But our minds roar loudly because our voices want to say something, have expression beyond the barriers of muted submission, and that shouldn't be questioned. You know, once I wrote that in time, the world will know her secrets. Every moment of void succumbing to her meekness. To loathe the body you've labeled as sin, by tuning her out, you've let him win. It wasn't her choice to let him in. You've only seen what he wanted you to hear. His sanity is what you ought to fear. Ponder your moments too, for when he's not beguiling her, he's after the innocence of you. If I hush these secrets within my own mind, then I'm allowing myself to become more blind. And by falling victim to the repressed silence, I come to find it only perpetrates the abusive cycles in due time. When you're young and nobody causes a scene, it seems like something's wrong with your inner light, maybe. But I'm causing a scene because it's the only way to intervene on this misogynistic machine and reclaim what it means to be queen. You see what I mean? Yes, the silence can be so deafening at times, but it's only because our voice demands to scream, demands to be seen. Thank you.
Aisha, give it up for her. You done messed up, Aisha. She's like, I want to get on this poetry thing and do it. Now you're one of the community. You're part of the cult. You're gonna have to come on the Monday night online open mic. You're gonna have to come back March 5th. One more time, please give it up for Aisha. This next poet who's coming up, I don't know if they're gonna change your mind about life, or if they're going to share a poem that is going to make you start a revolution of some sort. Unfortunately, like I had mentioned, 2 venues, 1 mic. Because of the blizzard, we couldn't do it from the cafe. We had to do it at home, but she had rocked out. She is one of the people who was on 2 venues, 1 mic. I definitely want to get her on 1 in the future. Please help me welcome to the stage, and just get ready, because I feel like she's about to start a revolution, though I have no idea what poem she's going to bring. She's dressed for a resolution, right? Like, just looking at her, I'm like, I want to scream, warriors! Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome to the stage poet I am, better known as Edith Morales! Make some noise!
Hola, mi gente. So my name is I am Edith Agustina Morales, and I go by Lil Wicked 01_1014, and I have 2 pieces. Called A Poet's Legacy. I used to pull the sheets over my head, stared at the fabric on my face, recited poems for the residents under my bed, kept secrets unsaid. My brother Mario struggled to be the man he wasn't destined to be. Flame-tipped pen wrote a note one morning, ran away. He used to keep the monsters at bay. Under my sheets, I recited poetry to the moon. Wherever my brother is, may he continue to write. I'll continue to write. We'll continue to write to survive. We believe God didn't hear our prayers. Poetry are oraciones escogidas to preserve sanity. When a mother severs the umbilical current, it does something to her children, especially a poet. Poetic children can never die, can be forgotten. Our arrival, prophecy, our name, legacy. Nuestras palabras te crean o destruye. Depende como nos trate. Te atendemos con palabras de miel. Nuestra lengua delicada como la rosa humedece tu piel. Ojos en blanco con orgasmos fonéticos. We are a paradox. We, ingenious with phonic belligerence, when our silence is attained by repulsive affluence. Just like La Tormenta will kill you with kindness, Leaving you perplexed, flux, inflex, unable to return to shape, te desmantela e imposible que resucites. Nosotros resucitamos. Our words recited as Bible chapters, our names chanted in seances con tabaco, ron y mavi, gathered around la mesa blanca to heal and lift causas. Thank you.
They're taking you off stage. I'm afraid.
And this last one's called My Ancestor's Keeper. My ancestors visited me in my dream. In this dream, legion of bones are hanged from a rope. They rattle. I speak their dialect. My ancestors, tortured to praise a God not their own, an egotistical, dissociated God who knew nothing of the soil, mountains, moon, sun they worshipped. The men witnessed their wives and daughters ridiculed, raped, passed down to white foaming mouths. Women watched their men on bended knees, teeth and fingers broken as the white gods laughed and bellowed, savages. Our God chose you to die. Repent, accept the one and true God as your savior. Those who did not convert, unblessed, forgotten, graves without a proper burial, without a name, dragged under the blazing sun, inhaling hell's fire, brittle bones, disease, slit lips, the price paid for not being a white God. Heads mounted like trophies. But the dead cannot be forgotten. The rattled bones spoke to me. We cannot be erased. We cannot be forgotten. We walk in unfathomable numbers. We live in you. Bones of our bones, blood of our blood. You are a resurrection. Their history on the bridge of my nose, on the edges of my jaw, the burial grounds in my eyes, double axe tongue, my saliva, their blood, my teeth, their bones. They testify in heaven and earth. As my ancestors rebelled, refused to grow food, the white gods did not know what to do. They starved, they too became nothing, without a proper burial, without a name. I, my ancestors' keeper, I am small in stature. My spirits are earth tremblers. I am a child of fierce, courageous warriors. I refuse to kneel. A cut tree grows again as their legacy. I refuse to nourish the mouths of the infidels. Stare into the demon eyes of systematic power. They will remember our ancestors' names. Thank you.
Edith Morales, I am. Make sure you go give her a follow. Okay, so we got one more poet who's gonna close out after the show. If those of you are like, man, you doing this again March 5th, not only do I want to come back, but I want to get on this open mic list. I want to get on this stage. Come speak to me. I will get your info, your email, and I will let you know. I will make sure that you get onto this stage. March 5th is our next hybrid event. Also want to remind you, make sure you check out Nuyorican Poets Café on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to re-listen to any of the poems tonight, to all the poems tonight, whether it's those poets who are joining us on Zoom, whether it's those poets who are joining us on the stage, Nuyorican Poets Café on Facebook and on YouTube. With that being said, also, we are not going to kick you out right away because our bar will still be open. Make sure you go see Steven. If you haven't yet, make sure you tip our bartender, Steven. With that being said, next coming up is a poet who has been with us with damn near the very first online open mic we did. I like to say about her that she can do no wrong, although she did do wrong for a while because she disappeared for a couple of months. We didn't know where she was, but She is off getting, still at St. John's, right? Can I say that? Still at St. John's, kicking ass at St. John's, kicking ass with her poetry, and she is newly engaged, right? For how long? Just like 2 months or so, right? Newly engaged. Please help me welcome to the microphone, Jenna Can Do No Wrong Fleece. Make some noise.
Hi, everyone. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Until I got here, I had a really shitty day. Did anyone else have a shitty day? Raise your hand. Okay. This poem is basically a reminder. So, 5 reasons I can't kill myself just yet. 1, I haven't gotten the chance to break the heart of a Scorpio yet. They constantly try to dim my Aries flame because being a misunderstood water sign justifies manipulation that's labeled as passion. 2, I'm only 11 seasons into Law & Order SVU. There are so many more sex crimes for Detective Benton to solve. How will I be able to rest easy when I don't know if these streets of New York City are safe? 3, I haven't memorized a TikTok dance yet. 4, I moved to New York City 3 years ago, but I haven't gotten to be at the top of the Empire State Building. Haven't got to feel like what it's to be at the top. Like how I lived in Vegas, but I've never sat at a slot machine. I've yet to experience the thrill of losing my life savings, and that makes me unequipped to end my life so early. 5, how will my mom discard the body? How will she find me? Will her insurance not cover self-inflicted injuries? It's things like this that need to be thought out, planned out, articulately. So that's the first one. Okay, so this is an old one, but I want everyone who's heard it to pretend like they haven't heard it yet, okay? All right. Okay, so Advocate said, I'm newly engaged. Here's the ring. Find me after. You can see it up close. Yes, so now that I'm like engaged and stuff, I can't write about like, you know, being upset about like not being in love and stuff. But, you know, I can write about this, and this is couples counseling.
It's okay, she already got the ring.
Stomach and brain walk into a therapy session. They sit down on the nice plush couch as the therapist asks, what seems to be the problem today? Stomach says, it feels like abuse when you don't feed me. Brain gasps and says that that's ridiculous and that they ate far too much last week. Stomach begs for Brain to stop asking for Finger to help because it makes it nearly impossible for them to get the nutrients they need. Brain says to not bring Finger into this. Stomach says that it's not fair and that it's not their fault that every time someone compliments them and calls them thick, Brain hears fat. Brain says that if Stomach wasn't so big in the first place, this wouldn't be a problem. Stomach says they shouldn't be discriminated against because they're stretchy. Brain says it's not discrimination if they deserve it. Stomach says that if Brain was strong enough, they would be able to feel no remorse and feed Stomach nothing for weeks at a time. Brain says they feel no such thing. Stomach quickly notes Brain's compliance to attend such a discussion shows that they don't indeed feel that way. So Stomach insults Brain by calling them weak and selfish. Brain says they could do it. Stomach says, if you're so great at not eating, then why do you give me more food when you're sad and completely forget about me when you're mad? Brain says, 7-Eleven. 2 Dr. Peppers, 1 donut, 3 Kit Kats, 4 taquitos, a bag of hot Cheetos, McDonald's, and Taco Bell, and a cheese pizza, and anything it gets its hands on. Stomach says, thank you. I knew you loved me too. Brain says more. Stomach says stop. Brain says no. Stomach just stretches and maybe begins to think that this is what love is and this is healthy. Brain stays silent. Stomach says, I love you. And Brain goes in and calls Stomach fat and a bunch of other horrible things. Stomach says, you never had Jonah's best interest anyways. And the therapist sits there in silence and offers for them to come next week. Thank you all. So if you like that and you want to follow me or whatever, at JennaFleecen. My chapbook is the link in my bio. Thank you all.
Jenna Fleecen, give it up for her, y'all. Woo, that was heavy. Make sure, like I said, we're going to keep the cafe open. Make sure that you go and you meet some new people, someone that you haven't met before. Nuyorican Poets Café on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you check me out on Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube, because we also do the highlights of the Monday Night Online Open Mic. If you're doing anything on Mondays, you can check it out. Also, that is where I'm going to be promoting all of our upcoming events that we have going on. And I would like to, at this point, bring up the birthday boy so that he can close out the night with our poem, the Good Night Sweet Poet poem. You ready, Ron? We're all set up over here, Ron. You coming? You come? Come on, Ron. So, on the Monday Night Online Open Mic, which I host, you hear my voice all night. And then at the end of the night, I have this really short poem saying, Good Night, Sweet Poet. You're going to hear it for those of you who haven't. We had started a new tradition in the second year because we're really trying to build community, and I'm really trying to say this is about the community. You've heard me all night. We're going to close with someone else. Because it's his birthday and he is the assistant producer, I want to bring him to the stage and allow him to close us out. Please give it up for Ron Mark Thompson. Yeah, make some noise.
Because I want everyone to sing him happy birthday. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Oh! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ron. We love you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And I also want to give a big shout out, to the Nuyorican Poets Café, the staff, the new executive director, La Brewer, my friend and best boss ever, advocate of Wordz, really appreciate you. And he really put me on test today, all this new setup in the booth, it's like, wow, it was great. All right, so for those of you who know the poem, say with me the Good Night Sweet Poets words, if you don't mind. So here we go. Am I loud enough, advocate? Yes, right?
You're good to go.
Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for sharing what you've written. Good night, sweet poet. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Yes. Good night, sweet poets. May your dreams be as imaginative as tonight's poems. Good night, sweet poets. Thank you for inviting the spirit of Miguel Algarin into your home. This has been the hybrid open mic presented by the Nuyorican Poets Café, hosted by the gold star of hosts in the world, advocate of Wordz. On behalf of the community, I, your assistant producer, Ron Mark Thompson, and we, the community, and Zoom as well, we would like to say good night, sweet poets. Thank you, everyone.